Let me introduce you to Mason, who is our newest agent. He has been designed to help you to create sales pages. So structured, they are created through layer, through layer, through layer, through a sequence of questions. So he's super, super smart, super intelligent. He can actually do quite a lot, but he is created to help you with your sales page. So what you are going to leave with is an understanding of how Mason works, how to clarify the difference between the draft and the actual sales page itself, and be able to run the process on your own so you can create your own sales pages. So I created it because I did a really bad job of a sales page, and I wanted to make sure that you didn't make the same mistake that I did. It was a very costly mistake. If you get your sales page wrong, everything else could be right in the process. But this is quite an important piece of the puzzle. If your sales page is wrong, if it's off significantly, it will absolutely, jeopardize the whole launch or the whole sales process it is that you have been leading up to. So Mason has two roles, two very clear roles. First of all, he clarifies the offer, and then he builds the sales page. So he goes through a list of comprehensive questions that clarifies the meaning. What are the different elements that it needs to pull in from to actually make sure that it's got a good template to work from? And then once you've checked that, he then goes into asking you further questions to help build the sales page. So you're probably going to need about an hour to create your draft sales page, and then you can work on it from there. But the beautiful thing about having your sales page is that all of your email copy, your social media, your newsletters, email follow-ups, webinar, everything is easy past that point because you've already worked with Mason, given a significant amount of information. So common mistakes to avoid: asking Mason to write too soon because you don't have the answers to the questions, skipping the questions. The questions are critical and essential. You need to answer all of them. Editing answers midway through. So you want to make sure that you're on point, and also just overcomplicating the process as well. So as I just mentioned briefly, there are two methods that Mason runs through. The first is to clarify the offer. The second is to write the actual page. There are two ways also that you can use Mason. You can either use him in his own right to create the sales page, or you can use Remy, your offer ecosystem 360 report it is that you create. Personally, I would recommend using Remy first to create your offer ecosystem spotlight report. So that spotlight report will help you to identify one offer it is that you want to sell. It'll get the messaging right. That is really the first step in the process. You can use Mason independently, but I think you will get a much better result if you combine the two together. And also it makes your life a lot easier. And I will show you why it makes your life easier. But you can use Mason in his own right independently. You want to get all your documents ready in relation to the particular sales page you want to create, your customer avatar, any copy, any emails, any ideas that you've got for that sales page, for that product, for that offer. This is why it's important to do Remy first, because Remy will take you through that process quite naturally. You'll get much better output and much better results. So let's pop across to Mason, and then I will show you how he works.